So, this is our first session of Dices and Dexes. I am Thief as the GM of this game.
I am Nixonth. I'm playing Adrian with his partner, Silky, the Dratini.
I am Maba Maba. I'm also a player. I'm playing Felix with his partner, Comet, the Score Bunny.
And I'm Neon Cobalt. I am also a player, and I'm playing Desmond from Kalos with his partner, Zephyr the Fletchling.
Wonderful. Okay, now, since this is our first session, just going to talk for a little minute, then I'm going to pass the stage on to you all, and ideally the stage will stay with you all for the rest of the session. So, welcome to the Johto region. Many years ago, this region was plagued by a resurgent Team Rocket trying to crawl back from the grave. But 15 years later, thanks to the work of the champion, it has now prospered, assisted along by a technological revolution born and led by the popular Melon Company. Now, today, the entire Pokemon world, from Johto to Kanto to Galar Abroad, gathers at the outskirts of Goldenrod City to celebrate the Pokeathlon World Championship. Crowds of Jotonians, Cantonians, Galarians, Paldeans, and people from every other nation under the sun gather at a new and improved Pokeathlon Park just a few miles north of Goldenrod City. It was completed just 2 years prior, and now its fresh renovated stalls have been filled with fun carnival games and tasty food stands, dotting the roads around 5 large arenas. These large coliseums host a collection of main events, while a couple smaller arenas populate the space in between and allow even watchers to take part in some mock Pokeathlons if their hearts desire. Regardless, excitement is humming in the air like electricity, and smiles paint the grounds as a happy sight for all to enjoy. At this point, I'm going to pass it off to Nixonth. Nixonth, you are playing Adrian from Blackthorn City. Very briefly, you flew in, or you probably hiked all the way from Blackthorn, maybe a week or two ago, to Goldenrod for the purpose of coming to this World Championship. Tell me, what's going through your head? Where are you? Are you just arriving? Are you in the middle of the crowds? What's going on?
You know, he's always been the type to be early. He's already there. Definitely not one of the first. There are definitely tents outside with people wanting to get in there. But Adrian he's just arriving, and he's probably just futzing around with Silky. He's probably just chilling, maybe getting some food if a line isn't too long.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah.
And he feels very nervous and out of place.
Yeah. As you're kind of nervous, out of place, looking for a food court, make a perception check to see if you can find some food really quick.
Gotcha. Peak Cinema, that's a 20.
That's a 20. Nice. Okay. So, with a 20, very easily, Adrian, even though you're a little nervous, you're out of your element. You've got Silky, who is like this big 5-foot-long dragon, just kind of chilling at your side. It used to be when she was a little egg, like really recent hatchling, she would, rest on your shoulders, but now that she's a fully grown Dratini, she is pretty big. That said, you're looking for some food, and the first thing you spot is, I'll give you a choice. Pick a number between 1 and 3.
You know what? I've always been a middle-of-the-road guy, but I love going left. We're going with 1.
You find a cafe, kind of with some bakery bits and some caffeine. Very much, it's called Saucebucks Cafe. It's just a little chain coffee bakery area that's coming in from the Unova region, but they've set up a stand here in the Pokeathlon World Championship amongst the crowd, and there's multiple stands because there's quite a lot of people who really enjoy Saucebucks.
How quiet is it, or how busy is it in there?
So it's not like a restaurant that you go in, it's just a pop-up stand like in the Pokemon shows.
Does it seem like they serve tea, or is it just like coffee?
You're looking around, you rolled a 20. They're serving a variety of herbal remedies. Some of them are coffee bean based, some of them are just like fruit juices, others are herbal remedies like teas and whatnot. So there is a variety. It's basically a grass type themed coffee shop.
All right. Yeah, Adrian's gonna go up and he's gonna order some food. Trying not to be weighed down by Silky, I have a feeling like, you know how snake handlers will handle snakes? I have a feeling that's how he's handling Silky going around.
So you're able to carry Silky. It's just Silky's very long and like wrapped up. And as you go up to this cafe stand, the attendant looks like a college student from Goldenrod University. Hi, what can I get you?
Could I have a what kind of teas do you have? Like orangeberry teas or anything like that?
Sure, we can mix up an orangeberry tea for you. Yeah.
And could I have that? And do you have any treats for Silky here? Is like I imagine Silky is actually like wrapped up like literally a scarf around me.
That's a very thick scarf if you think about it. 5'11".
Scarf. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I just kind of gesture to Silky as Silky is just kind of moving along.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have anything for Silky here?
Yeah, of course. We can, we've got some treats. We've got, of course, some Pokemon prefer beverages themselves, so we've got a mix of flavors for that. Got a few poffins over at our bakery just over to the side, and you see there's a what would be a good grass type who would be working here? There's actually it doesn't fit, but there's a Rillaboom kind of like in an apron and whatnot, who's like quickly throwing together a bunch of baked goods, making them, beating them down, all of that stuff, just doing the whole baker routine off to the side. And it looks like he's making some poffins. They also have some poke beans, some jelly beans, like you would see in Sun and Moon. There are the little muffin things from like XY, if you're thinking about that. So they've got stuff.
I'll have like a Pecha Puffin.
Pecha Puffin. Okay. And she's going to ring you out, and for your orangeberry tea and for the Pecha Puffin, we're going to put that at... They're getting a lot of business today, but also this is... they're going to put it at 800 Pokédollars total.
That's understandable. Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead and mark that off, and you get that, and you get to enjoy some food.
Yeah, we're gonna sit down somewhere. It's not gonna be quiet anyway, but we're gonna sit down somewhere and just chill, meditate, wait for the games to.
Some games are already going on as you sit down, actually.
Oh.
As you're sitting down at one of the food courts, some games are already going on, and they've got Melon Company stalls that are like broadcasting holographic projections of each of the games, just kind of like as if a TV screen was just projected into the air.
Oh, Adrian's gonna watch some of those.
Roll me a d6 to see which one you get the best view of.
All right. 2.
You're currently watching, it's located in the Western Arena. You're seeing the Paldean Titans face off against the Assimian Hewers. You don't know off the top of your head what either of those regions are, but you see that currently it looks like the Paldean Titans have a pretty drastic lead on the Assimian Hewers.
Wow. He's admiring a lot of what's going on, but it's like admiring in the way like someone who's never seen football being played, the way he's admiring. It's like, oh, that's really cool, dude. That's just like a basic like play. I know, it's still cool. Like that's how he is right now.
Yeah, I gotcha. Perfect. While you're enjoying that, we're going to jump over to Neon. Neon, you are playing Desmond here.
Yes.
You had to come in all the way from Kalos. So you probably actually had to fly into like Goldenrod Airport. You likely have just hiked out all the way a few miles north of the city to the Pokeathlon World Championship event grounds. What's going through Desmond's head?
Desmond is ridiculously excited. As of right now, he's here as a tourist. He's basically on vacation, but he does have a goal in mind. He wants to get stronger, but right now he's just enjoying himself. Basically, he's wherever the crowd is. Wherever something's happening, he's there.
Ooh, okay. So
He's very...
go ahead, keep talking. Sorry.
No, I just said he's very excited.
Very
That was it.
excited. Wherever the crowd is, you're there. I'll say this. Go ahead and roll me a d4. We'll see if you're at a match, a mock Pokeathlon, or a mini game. And on a 4, you can choose.
Got it too.
Okay, then that's going to mean you're going to be at a mock Pokeathlon. So at one of these smaller, like, it's not an actual arena. It's just kind of like a pop-up tent where some visitors here at the Pokeathlon World Championship are actually, like, doing their own little mock Pokeathlons. And at this one, it's actually a skill event, which would mean that's going to be stuff like snow throw, so like snowball fights, a goal roll, or a pennant capture. I'm going to say with this one, it's a goal roll, which is basically 1v1v1v1 of soccer.
Battle Royale.
It's a battle royale of soccer with 4 players. And you just see right now there are these 4, looks like it's like a collection of friends who are just like, yeah, let's go. One of them's got a Raticate. The other's got a little like Pidgeotto. Another one has a Ledian. And then another one has, and you recognize it as a Hariyama.
Ooh.
These 4 friends are just like going at it, doing their best to fight each other in this goal roll. Eventually, just because it's pretty hard to get past Hariyama's defenses, eventually the Hariyama wins. And the victor gets a cool little makeshift trophy and a coupon for half off purchases from the the events going on around the World Championship, that kind of stuff.
That's exciting.
And the host calls out to the crowd and was like, gentleman in a black and white striped shirt with some bluish black pants just calls out. He's like, all right, those 4 are over with. Anybody want to join in on the goal roll? Victor gets 50% off any merchandise from the World Championship.
Wait, I would like to try.
Aha, you! And who else? And you see a couple other people jump in. So what I'm going to have you do is, since this is a goal roll, we're going to do 3 checks here. It is a skill Pokeathlon, so we're going to do a wisdom check. The goal roll is also about aiming the goal, the soccer balls, so it's going to be a dexterity check. And then it is also just because you're going to be running around a lot, I'm going to have you make a constitution check. So wisdom, dexterity, and constitution. Roll all of those for, I'm guessing you're sending in Zephyr?
Yes, that's the only Pokemon I've got on me.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got 10 on Wisdom,
Okay.
only 8 on Dexterity, and 2 on Constitution. I rolled very poorly.
Okay. That weird plant thing, is perfect about finding the gaps and stealing balls from you all. However, the little runt with the little pointed arm hand things, he's much better at actually shooting the goals, and then the runt is actually also very good about defending his goal as well and keeping his stamina up. The Pawniard rolled 2 natural 20s in his skill check. Unfortunately, Zephyr seems to be doing about middle of the pack with that Froakie. It's maybe just how small the Froakie is and how small Zephyr is, but both of you two, the 2 Colossians, kind of get absolutely schooled in this mock Pokeathlon.
Oh, good try, Zephyr. You did your best.
Does Zephyr respond in any particular way? He is your Pokemon after all.
He's very disappointed.
Aww.
I'm good. I have him on, like, my palm facing down, my forearm raised so that he can stand on it, and I've got my index and my middle finger out, stroking his head to his tail, like head down his back, the way you would pet a bird.
Oh yes, I
Just
understand.
comforting him.
Aw. He kind of chirps in response. With that, we're gonna jump over to Maba. Maba, aka hello, aka Felix. You came all the way from Galar, from Wyndon, no less, one of the most northern cities in the world. You, my friend, probably, I would figure, just given that Galar has a lot of boat stuff going on the east portion of its map. I'm guessing you came in from a boat.
Yeah, just my family's yacht. That's all.
Maybe not the family's yacht. Maybe it was something like the SS Anne, kind of a public transport vessel kind of cruise type of dealio. But either way, you arrived at Goldenrod City maybe last night, earlier this morning, and you've come north of Goldenrod City out of this bustling, technologically advanced city where the rail line is the fastest in the world. You've got automated, almost robotic traffic light officers guiding traffic and whatnot to be the most efficient, instead of there being a red light, yellow light, green light system. Similarly, when you get out even into the northern end of the city, outside of the downtown area, heading out toward where the Pokeathlon World Championship is, you still see even signs of that technological advancement. Got a power line. Occasionally you can look off the road into the forest nearby, and you can see like a power box or some weird metal box out there just in the middle of the forest. And eventually you come to the Pokeathlon World Championship, and you're bombarded with these crowds. This type of crowd, you've only seen this type of crowd when it's like the championship match of the Galar Pokemon League.
Leon's still a champion at this point, right? Probably.
Leon would still currently be champion, yes.
Yeah, making sure. I'm not sure if that's actually going to come up, but I wanted to make sure.
Yeah, you're good. What's going through your head, and what are you doing?
Holy, this is a lot more than I thought there would be. Okay. Comet. And Felix is gonna look down at Comet. All right, buddy, what you want to do first? You wanna run around, kind of see what trouble you can get into. Or you want to eat? Me for one, I'm hungry. And I think Comet's gonna look up at Felix and just start bolting for this food stands, making Felix chase after him.
Okay, make a perception check to keep your eye on Comet.
Oh boy! Alrighty.
Very low DC,
that's intelligence,
5.
right?
No, perception. You should have your modifier.
Oh,
on
wisdom.
Your yes.
My bad. There we go. Oi, that is a 5.
That's all you needed. You're kind of like you kind of get jostled around in the crowd, but you're used to this, so you just kind of push through, and you keep an eye on Comet just in case he nearly slips out of your sight. Roll me a D4 to see what kind of food stand you end up at.
Yeah. 3.
You end up at McDonald's, a popular sushi chain themed around Tatsugiri in Dendozo, brought here from the Paldea region.
Ooh. Excuse me. Felix is gonna say to whoever's behind the or wait, is there a line?
There's always a line. It's a big, massive world championship, but after waiting a little bit, you and Comet are able to get up there and get what you want. It's very much just your McDonald's adjacent kind of place, except it's sushi.
Already? Okay, okay. Excuse me. Are you guys still serving food at the moment, or are you taking a break or anything?
The register guy has to think about the question, and he's like, no, we're at the World Championship, so we're pretty busy today, so how can we help you, sir?
What do you have for, do you have anything specific for fire-type Pokemon? I know what I want, but I gotta get something for Comet first.
Depends. How hot does your fire type like sushi? And how burned?
Ooh. He likes it on the crisp side, but with just a little bit of non-charcoal. if you know what I mean. But also, Comet loves spice. He on a 1 to 5 scale, put it at a 4.8.
We'll get that right up for you. We know our chef has the perfect recommendation. We promise.
Thank you. I know what Felix would want. What's fire? I know there's a volcano Pokemon. Camel. It's a camel, I think.
Camerupt?
Yes. There's a type of sushi roll, like the volcano roll.
Okay. Yeah, it'll be called a Camerupt roll. Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Can I get 2 orders of Camerupt rolls, please?
And this man's just like nodding his head. Yes, we can do that.
Alrighty. And then just 2 bottles of water, please.
And he just reaches off to... There's kind of a little bit of a wall dividing the view to his left, but you see him reach his left arm off behind that wall, and he pulls out 2 bottles of water, slams them down before you, and then you blink, and all of a sudden you're sushi rolls are there before you, and you're almost like,
Oh,
whoa, they made that fast.
well, thank you so much. How much do I owe you?
This is sushi. Since they had to make it special for Comet, it's gonna be 900 Poke Dollars. I know, you guys are broke.
Yeah.
Y'all had to spend a
All
lot
right.
of time, a lot of money traveling here.
Felix is gonna take his food and he's gonna say thank you to the guy at the register.
Mm-hmm.
And he and Comet are gonna go find a bench that has a good view of all the hustle and bustle and kind of just observe.
People
Watch
watch?
people, see where they're going, and chill for a little bit after the boat ride.
Yeah, I gotcha. Perfect. As you're people watching, I guess roll me a d20 just to see like maybe something you see.
Just a sec. All right. Did you say a perception check?
Nope, just a d20.
Oh, 18.
18. Okay, now I need you to make a perception check to see if you see this.
7.
All that Felix sees is crowd. There's a lot of Pokemon bustling around. You see there are some like what look to be these like gray skin, almost very large mouth, but then like these 3 ridges over the head. They're kind of like walking around. You're not sure if you recognize them or not. Actually, no, you would. They're Machops. Gym Leader B, one of her most powerful Pokemon, is a Machamp. So yeah, you would recognize a Machop.
Yep.
These Machops are helping lift goods around. There's a bunch of people who have their Pokemon just flying about with them, walking with them. They're carrying their Pokemon. There's a lot of families, a lot of obviously sports fans who are like, "Go Kanto! Go Kanto!" And then sometimes there's somebody who shouts back and is like, "Go Johto! No Kanto!" And it's just very much a massive sports event. What you fail to notice is that an Apom mugs somebody.
Oh.
You missed that, unfortunately, but an Apom does do a little bit of theft.
Well, dang.
Yeah, and Felix and maybe Comet like tries to pull your arm and is like pointing towards where the Apom is, but by the time you look over, the Apom just looks like it's hanging off of a lamppost.
The Apom, are you fascinated by the? How about you confuse me a little bit sometimes, buddy?
How do you think Comet's responding? Feel free to always narrate for your Pokemon.
Comet's just gonna roll his eyes and then grumpily flop down and continue eating. Just like, ugh.
Yeah, absolutely. As the morning goes on, you're just people watching, Adrian's watching a game, and then Desmond, you kind of take up a lot of time just being in that Pokeathlon. Eventually, though, kind of the early morning matches come to an end, and people get sort of not exactly, but they sort of get let out for a lunch rush. So everybody who made it to the early morning arena matches, they're flooding out of the arenas now, and the food courts are getting packed. So those of you who are eating food, you can keep eating food, or you can go to a mock Pokeathlon, or you can go to a mini game. All up to you.
Is there any way to place a couple of bets?
Oh, yeah, make an investigation check asking around.
Alrighty, where is that? There it is. Okay.
Bro's about to do some Voltorb flip.
There is Voltorb flip in Goldenrod.
13.
13. Nice. With a 13, yeah, you're asking around, and like a couple of the sports guys are like kind of put their arm around you, and they're like, "Hey man, don't worry, I know exactly where you want to go." And they're kind of like with their arm over your neck, just kind of like over your shoulder, you know? They're kind of tapping your chest, and they're like pointing towards a man just off towards one of the food courts. And he's like, "You're going to want to go to that guy, and you're going to want to definitely bet on Kanto." And then another buddy's like, No. You want to bet on Hoenn, dude." And then another guy's like,
Got it.
"Obviously you want to bet on Galar." And he gives a wink towards you.
Got it. All right. So Kanto, Hoenn, and Gala. Understood. Is that? I'm gonna go and walk up to the guy.
Yeah, you walk up to him.
Excuse me. I hear that you're handling some bets for the Athlon goers.
Yeah, and this guy he's kind of leaning against one of these kiosks that you've seen other people go up to, looking for directions, looking for where the nearest particular food restaurant is, looking up stats on each of the athletes and their Pokemon and the teams and whatnot. Very helpful kiosk, a lot of information. This guy's just leaning against one of them, and he kind of just glares from under his cap, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm putting bets down. What's it to you, kid?"
Well, I'm looking to place a couple bets on the Galar match.
Ah, you want to place down a match again for the Galarian Giants, eh?
And who are they going against?
Well, they just finished off with the Colossian Surgers, but they're going up against the Sinnohan Diamond just a few minutes here. Who you want to bet on?
Would I know anything? Would I have done any research on what the stat lines are and what the outcomes might look like?
Yeah, so since this is we'll do this as a retroactive investigation check, because you probably came here with some sort of knowledge. Maybe you did it while on the boat ride, used that precious boat Wi-Fi.
Alrighty. Investigation, you said?
Yeah, investigation.
Okay. That is a 6.
Maybe you're a little biased, but you're pretty confident Galar's the one you should bet on.
Alrighty. Is it alright if I put 30 on Galar and 35, or 35 on Galar and then 30 on, who are the nobodies they're going against? What were they again?
Oh, it's not the nobodies, it's the Sinnohan Diamonds. So it's the Sinnoh region.
Oh, right, the Sinnohan Coals. Got it.
Diamonds, kid. There are no coals here.
No. Well, because diamond is just coal. It's just compressed coal. Whatever. Never mind. We're gonna put down 35 for Galar and 30 for the diamonds.
Okay, so you're trying to mitigate your loss if the Sinnohan Diamonds
Win.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Just so you know, putting 35 down and 30 down translates to 35 cents and 30 cents. Basically, one Pokedollar is, I'm treating it the equivalent to 1 yen or 1-ish penny.
Got it. You know what? Never mind. We're gonna put 75 cents on Galar.
75 Pokedollars.
Penny pinching out here.
75 Pokedollars on Galar.
He'll take it, all right, puts it in one of his pockets, and he's like, write down your name here on this tablet. He just puts his wrist out, and then a little wash that was around his wrist extends and transforms into a full tablet resting in his hand.
Alrighty. And I'm gonna enter in Felix. Do I have to put my full name?
Contact info so that he can get you your money back.
Yeah, I'm gonna put my contact info, hotel room hotel room number.
He's like, all right, kid, I'll get you your money if you win. And
it's yours if I don't.
Absolutely. Well, it's somebody else's. With that, we're gonna jump. Anybody else want to do something kind of during this really crowded lunch rush?
Yeah, I'm gonna, after our devastating loss, I'm going to turn to Zephyr. Timor de femme. I'm feeling like some puffins. What do you think, Zephyr? And he sort of like twitters back excitedly. I'm going to. I take out a page. I've got some paper, and I write a note for an order of 3 puffins. I should know what puffins Zephyr likes. I didn't look at it. But whatever puffin he likes, and two sweet ones. One of those, 2 of the sweet ones, and then however much I think the poppers would cost, and give that to Zephyr so he can fly and find a puffin.
Yeah, make a investigation check with Zephyr as he tries to find a puffin shop.
14.
14. Okay, yeah, he finds a puffin shop. You would have put whatever cost you needed. We'll say for 3 puffins, 600 Pokedollars.
Cool.
Yeah, pretty basic stuff. He flies back and brings the puffins with you, and you get to enjoy them, kind of plopping down near a food court. Adrian, anything you want to do?
Adrian is gonna go. Adrian is gonna like socialize. He's gonna try to meet new people. About how that is going to go. We shall see. He's trying to find people around his age who are like from Johto.
Okay, his age from Johto. Make a charisma check to find people of your age.
All right, here we go. What?
What did you roll?
I I rolled a natural 20 for a 19.
Yeah, there's a improvised street performance that's going on where there's a Magnemite and like 3 Magnemite floating around, actually forming a static field that allows their trainer to literally float off of the ground. Make a perception check while you're seeing this kind of improv street performance happen as these Magnemites are elevating this street performer.
Well, of course, as I rolled the nat 20, there's the nat 1 for a 4.
Adrian, this is magic. There's no other explanation for it. You don't know how these Magnemites are doing it, but somehow they're making their trainer float. And you're just in complete awe, and there's a couple other people your age just kind of like, whoa! This is so cool!
Wait.
And there's some kids who are like tugging at their parents like, Mom, look at him, he's floating! And he's like juggling stuff and whatnot and doing other street performer things.
Yeah, do there seem to be like any other people on their own here?
Yeah, you rolled a natural 20 to find some people. Yeah, you found some people. What do you want to do? You find a couple university students who are just kind of taking the day away from classes to just vibe. One of them has like glasses, black hair, kind of button-up shirt, and the other two are big. Not like he's buff, but he's short and stocky. Tank top, pulled around cap, very much sports energy. And then the other one is kind of other guy, but wild red hair kind of going out all over the place and just a paint stained outfit.
He's gonna go up to the person with the paint stained outfit. Yeah.
Oh, the 3 of them are all vibing with each other. It looks like they're college friends.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah, he's gonna go up to them. Yeah. He's gonna go up. He's gonna walk up to them very nervously. You know, they all have an energy about them that Adrian is very unfamiliar with. And I actually imagine that it's actually Silky who kind of pushes him to go up and talk to them.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Silky kind of nudges you forward and
yeah. As Adrian's gonna go up. Hello.
Oi! Kind of looks like they were in the middle of a conversation. The jock was like, "Come on, Brent, you know that Johto's gonna beat Kanto. That's how it always goes." Whoa! You're dressed weird.
I'm from Blackthorn.
Oh, you're from the old town. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
My name's Curtis. I'm from we're from Goldenrod State. Hoorah! Booyah!
Yeah, I've never really ventured outside. I've never really ventured outside of the monastery, so I'm not familiar with what.
Oh, a monastery, you say?
like.
And this is kind of like the glasses guy with the black hair and the button-up shirt. A monastery, you say? Well, you must be one of the students from the Dragon's Den, is that right?
Moment he mentions the Dragon's Den, it is stark contrast to like the nervousness to all of a sudden he's just like very excited. Yes, I'm from the Dragon's Den. That's where I met Silky here.
Make a charisma check to see how endearing your immediate jump to excitement is.
Yeah. That's an 8.
You're maybe just... You're not overdoing it, but you are overdoing it. You know, you're like on that line and there's a little bit of like woe to their face, but the painter jumps in. Oh, hey, yeah, I've heard all these great things about the Dragon's Den. My name's Yorin. I'm an artist. I'm learning at like these bozos. I'm learning at Goldenrod State, but I've seen the artwork that comes out of the Dragon's Den. The monks out there have excellent eye for detail.
Yes, we take great pride in our tradition, and we haven't, well, so to say, we haven't exactly moved on to modern society yet, and I want to see what it's like.
Well, you guys should get on that. You know, Brent here, he's always working on new computer stuff, and he lets me test out some of his graphic design software. And let me tell you, digital, I mean, it's already been the future of art, but it's even more so now, especially with some of the stuff Brent's developing and the Melon Company. I mean, I hate to say it, but Dragon's Den's gonna fall behind at some point, and I'd hate that, because I love your guys' artwork. I really love that
Yeah.
statue of the Dragon Knights you guys always put out. We've seen a few around campus, but they just don't hold up to some lifelike holograms somehow. And Curtis just kind of pushes Yorn and is like, Yorn, come on, man. You're being weird. He's like, sorry. I just got excited. Anyways, you were saying, sir?
Yes, what is it like out here? I mean, I've seen a lot of the technology. I hiked here. I didn't have enough money for the bullet train. But I like, what's it like? Like, I see the holograms. Have things really changed that much?
They kind of lift their eyebrows, and you're like, what do you mean change? This is how it's always been. Tech's always been around. What are you talking about?
Oh, sorry. I just meant like, I didn't mean it like that. I meant it in like a cultural way. Was it like just? Adrian is visibly getting flustered.
Yeah, I need you to make a charisma check with disadvantage at this point.
Yeah, no, that's.
You're getting flustered. You're asking very strange questions to a bunch of, teenagers.
That's a 6.
Yeah, these guys are like, dude, we just go to university here. I guess.
Oh.
Go talk to like a history professor or something. We just want to watch the sports. And Brent's like,
Oh.
yeah, I mean, I agree. You're probably better off talking to an expert on this stuff. Come on, guys, let's get out of here. And Yorn's like, yeah, he's sorry, but we're here to have fun, not talk about history and whatnot. Ciao, dude. And they walk away.
Goodbye. Yeah, Adrian's just gonna kind of stand there for a bit, just kind of thinking, and he's gonna walk off after a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Try
gotcha.
and put it in the back of his head, try and ignore it.
Yeah, you go off to a food court, grab a spot or something.
He's
Just
gonna-
kind of lose yourself in your thoughts. I want all three of you to
play
make a
with Sophie a
perception
bit.
check.
Yes, of course.
That's a 6.
Luckily,
I
it's
got
not
it
too hard to
from,
notice this. You all end up kind of around the same food court area, and it's, again, very crowded lunch rush. There's a lot of chatter, but just due to where all of you ended up, Felix, as you go to turn away, you just gave your betting money to the gentleman in the trench coat. Desmond, you just sat down and started enjoying some poffins. Maybe you just finished them even. Adrian, you've kind of been lost in thought. Silky has been comforting you. And all of you kind of start to notice that there is a young girl crying in an area of this food court. What do? Looks like she's sobbing about something. And you see a grown woman kind of kneeling down by her, just kind of looking around. And there's kind of everyone's just kind of like parting around them, trying to ignore the scene.
Adrian's gonna walk over.
Felix is gonna send Comet ahead of him and walk over, kind of try and see if he can hear anything that might be being said by the mother, if there's anything intelligible. But he's gonna send Comet up to try and be a fluffy little friend.
Okay, so Comet's gonna try and comfort the girl?
Yes.
Okay, and then you're gonna try and listen in. So make a charisma check for Comet, make a perception check for yourself. Desmond, are you doing anything? Adrian, I know you're walking forward.
Yes, he's halfway through his second poppin, and Zephyr has made much less progress on his sweet poppin. And but he's just sort of pecking it out of Desmond's hand. And Desmond just sort of looks up, and he's just watching. He's not trying to figure out what's happening, but he's sitting there with Zephyr eating out of his hand, and he's watching.
Okay. Adrian, as you walk up, you see this kind of white rabbit with reddish ears jumping up towards this child who is crying, and this mother who's like doing something. What did you roll on that charisma check for Comet?
Comet rolled a 10. I rolled a 3.
A 10? Yeah, Comet's a fluffy bunny. Kind of runs up and starts hopping and doing, I don't know, bunny stuff. What's Comet doing? Yeah, what's Comet doing?
Comet's, he do be skittish. So he's just gonna kind of start bouncing around the little girl, trying to make her focus on him and just kind of get a laugh out of her. See if he can brighten up her mood just a little bit.
Yeah, he's doing cute bunny stuff, trying to entertain the girl.
He-
She's kind of
he-
crying a little bit, but as Comet's jumping around, maybe doing some peekaboo, peekaboo, whatever. I don't know what a bunny would do. This girl is going to like. She's still kind of crying, but she kind of like settles down and she's like, "This bunny is weird, Mom." And her mom's like, I know, honey. And as you're approaching Adrian, you're seeing this happen, and this woman turns to you and is like, "Oh, fine. Everybody's been ignoring me. Could you help? My daughter's Pokemon has gone missing."
What Pokemon is it?
And the girl, like, starts crying, and she's like, "Kibbles! My Skitty!"
Your Skitty? Well, where did it run off to?
Was there
Do you
cry
know what
about
direction
the
it went in?
kitty?
Two people were talking at once. Desmond, you had a question.
Yeah, was the skitty her cry about her skitty, was that loud enough Desmond would have heard it from where he is?
Make a perception check, because I had Felix make one.
Okay. That is going to be an 18.
An 18, yeah, you're hearing all of this. You've got sharp ears. Felix, I'm going to say, since you're kind of holding back and it is still a loud crowd, you're not hearing what's going on. You just know that this girl is talking. You're just not hearing what. But Desmond, you're hearing everything. And then, Adrian, you asked a question to the girl, didn't you?
Do you know what direction Skitty went in, or did it?
No, a big meanie dude in a striped shirt took her from me. He said I wasn't allowed to have my Pokeball on me. And the mother just turns to you and is like, "I'm so sorry. I was getting food for us, and I was only turned away for a moment. I didn't see what happened, but she's talking about somebody told her she couldn't have her Pokeball, some employee, and took it from her when she refused. Could you help? I don't know where this person went. Is no one else going to help?"
I'll approach at this point.
Yeah, Felix has been walking up this entire time.
You said he was wearing a striped shirt.
Who are you?
I'm Adrian, and this is Silky. This is Silky here. As Silky kind of pokes his head out.
Okay, yeah. Silky kind of pokes her head out, and the girl just kind of like, "Whoa, that's scary. It's big. I want Kibbles back."
Don't worry, I'm gonna get Kibbles back for you.
Are you gonna tell us when
No,
Desmond
you
and
guys have
Felix walk up?
arrived. You guys have arrived.
Oh, okay.
Well, you guys can pop in whenever you want.
Okay. I'm sorry. What's your name, young one?
Make a charisma check since you're a stranger, kind of just popping in on this conversation out of
14.
You give off a very, I like to think maybe you kind of like kneel down, get to her level.
Oh,
and
yeah,
ask
yeah.
her name, and she's like, "My name's Minnie."
Hi, Minnie. My name is Felix. It would seem you already met my partner, Comet. As I point to Score Bunny. Or, yeah, to Comet.
Yeah, he's funny. But weird.
He's a little weird, but don't worry, I told him to do that. Comet, don't look at me that way. As Comet's kind of looking at him like, "Oh, you told me to do this!" All right, I would like to try and help you as well. So, what's your name? As I'm gonna look at Nixon.
The name is I'm Adrian, and this is Silky here.
Nice to meet you, Adrian. Adrian and I believe, Neon, you've walked up already, right? Like, we're all three here?
Desmond can show up whenever Desmond wants to show up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I
Adrian
haven't.
and Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. I was just gonna. Desmond sees that someone is talking. He's not gonna introduce himself right now.
Okay. Adrian and I would love to help you find your Pokemon, all right? Know a little bit more about the man in the striped shirt.
She kind of thinks and is like, "He was short. I think he..." She thinks for a moment. "I don't know. He said I wasn't allowed to have my Pokeball since I was a kid, but he was just as tall as me. And then he took my Pokeball. He took Kibbles. And then he ran off into the forest."
The forest, you say?
And at this point, her mom is kind of like pulling her in, and she's like, "It's okay, honey. It's okay. It's okay. These men are just here to help." And she kind of just looks out up to you all and just mouths. She doesn't say it. She just mouths, "Thank you."
Oh. Zephyr and I will She can offer us a bird's eye view.
I might be able to help as well with that.
Oh, please,
Go
if you
on,
all would help, I
Comet
would
and I will
very
stay
much
on the ground.
appreciate that.
Yes, of course.
I'm sorry to ask
can't-
of this. If you find her, really, it would mean all the world. My name is Kayla. This is my daughter, Minnie.
We'll do what we can.
I just didn't want to get the police involved since this only happened because I walked away.
Hey, you can't take blame for something that you didn't know about.
All right. What's all of your guys' plan?
Let's do a team huddle.
Hello, everyone. It's nice to meet you. How are we going to get this child's Pokemon back?
Are
We
you
ran
doing
into
this
it
before.
around them, or are you doing this somewhere else? I just want to know.
Oh, I don't know.
Let's go kind of off towards the side that we're not in the middle of the.
Do we
that we're not in
know
the middle
which
of this.
direction? Which direction is like is there only like one forest, or are there multiple forests that we have to look through?
The
Like
entire
or like
event
consider.
grounds is surrounded by forest.
okay.
I'm gonna turn to Minnie once again. Minnie, do you know which direction he ran off in?
She just points off towards the nearest patch of forest.
Well, Minnie, thank you for giving us the help that you've given us. We'll do what we can with it. Stay here, stay with your mom, and we will get Kibble's return to you as soon as we can.
Okay. And her mom is like, "What do we say, Minnie? Thank you." She kind of sniffles a little bit.
You're welcome. And I promise.
All right.
I promise we'll get her back.
Shall we start heading towards the forest and we can talk about our plan over there.
Yes, he's gonna sit down, kind of by the ground by the forest, in which was pointed to where he took off.
Felix is gonna have Comet climb up on his shoulder and is gonna follow Adrian.
Desmond is also following Adrian, and Zephyr's been in his hand the entire time.
In his hand? That's so cute.
Now, I have
All right,
an idea.
Let's hear it.
I'm all
Well,
ears.
I think something tells me this isn't an employee who did this.
I
Oh,
agree.
absolutely. I'm in complete
I-
agreement on that.
I don't know if there are more people. I don't know if it's just common thief or a group. So, do we want to split up or do we want to stay together? It's the forest. I'd rather us stay together.
Yeah, I would say stay together, and I think it was both of you have Pokemon that might be able to give us a aerial advantage.
I don't have a Pokemon, but this is going to sound weird. You'll just have to trust me.
Understood.
Desmond, may I see?
Nice to meet you. I don't think I introduced myself.
Yes, my apologies. I'm Adrian. I'm very horrible at talking.
Did we skip our introductions? Apologies. Yes, I'm Felix.
I'm Adrian.
Nice to
I
meet
feel
you
like
both.
there are more pressing matters at hand.
Don't worry. To work as a team, we gotta make sure we know each other at least.
Yes. May I see? Would I know what a fletchling is?
Make a nature check.
You know what? Fair.
You know it's a regional bird. You might have heard stories of it from visitors to the monastery. But you've never
Okay.
seen one.
Could I see your fletchling?
Zephyr, and I'll just put my hand out, which Zephyr is on, see if he's comfortable. I'll let Zephyr choose whether or not he wants to get into Adrian's hand, and he will. Zephyr's not shy.
I want to focus for a brief moment with Zephyr. I want to use Mystic Bond.
It's this very weird thing for you both because all that Adrian does is basically put his hands around Zephyr's head.
Huh.
And then he takes them off. And to you guys, that's all that happens.
Me?
To Adrian, as you put your hands around Zephyr, you close your eyes, and while they are closed, you actually you don't see that normal blackness when you close your eyes. You actually see, you're looking up at yourself now as you take your hands away. As Zephyr is looking up at you, you see what Zephyr sees, which is your face.
Oh, wow, that's what I look like. Okay, I'm going to briefly explain what's going on.
That's what I look like.
I am seeing through Zephyr's eyes right now. So Zephyr, if you go up into the air, I can see what you see, and we can have two pairs of eyes in the sky. Although I can't see what's going on around me right now.
I want Desmond to make an insight check really quick just to notice how
Sure.
Zephyr responds.
17.
As he's describing this to Zephyr, Zephyr's like nodding like he understands what he's saying, like almost crystal
Oh,
clear.
nice.
Totally is on the same
Wow.
vibe, even though you yourself, Desmond, are like a little weirded out, like, what? That's weird. What are you, psychic?
Wow. That is very interesting. Well, it seems like
Yes.
we'll make this easier.
Yes,
Très bon.
it'll searching from the sky much easier. In the meantime, it might be good for some of you to search out for some tracks and find where they must have run off to if they seem to have been in a hurry.
Oh, absolutely. I spent a lot of my time at... I don't know what this accent is, man.
It's Colossian. It's fine.
I spent plenty of my time in the woods growing up.
Ooh, that's
Well
going to be
then.
fantastic.
We're in great hands.
Yes.
Hands in, 1, 2, 3, go! And Felix isn't gonna wait for hands in.
Desmond
He's
tries,
just gonna-
reaches, but it's too late.
Oh, I think we just start walking.
Let's
Start
searching
moving into the
the
forest.
woods, looking for a striped person.
Felix is gonna keep his eyes peeled. He's gonna have Comet jumping from shoulder to shoulder, kind of doing that crow's nest sailor pose where he's got his hand over his eyes and just looking out,
Mhm.
looking for any flash of white and black in this forest of green.
Yeah, I gotcha. So we'll do that in a moment. You're going into the forest, which is taking you out of those bustling, tight crowds of the PAWC event grounds, and takes you into this lush summer woodlands, trailed with signs, however, of invasive human infrastructure. Power lines run over the canopy, and this particular area you're following is actually a paved road where it seems event staff travel on one side via jeep, and occasionally someone without a jeep will just be walking. In your case, you all are walking on the civilian side of it. That said, since this is travel time, each of you can take one sort of RP action while traveling. It sounds like Adrian is keeping an eye out with his peepers. What are you other two doing? Not Adrian, sorry. Felix is doing that. What are you others doing?
Yeah, I'm sort of just maybe looking for, keeping my eye out for a path off whatever sort of dirt-ish muddy road we're on, that looks like recently trampled plants or something that just, looks like someone might have gone off the path a little bit.
Okay.
Just keeping an eye out for that sort of thing.
Yeah. And then, Adrian, what are you doing?
You know, Adrian is vibing with Silky and also vibing with whatever is going on in Zephyr's mind, I guess.
What's going on in Zephyr's mind?
Zephyr's flying around. I mean, he's looking for a guy in a striped shirt.
Okay.
He's very determined.
So I want Zephyr and Felix to make perception checks.
Okay.
Zephyr can have advantage, I'm going to say, since
Okay.
Adrian is mind-linked to him. Sure, we'll run it like that. And then I want Desmond to make a survival check. And then how are you vibing with... Well, I'm going to say you maybe can't vibe with Silky since you're helping Zephyr. Does that sound
That's
fair?
very true. Yeah, that's fair. How I'm vibing with Silky is kind of as I described earlier with snake handling, stuff like that.
Oh, you know,
Silky is
since I
just-
described it as you see from Zephyr when your eyes are closed, maybe Silky is guiding you.
Oh,
what
I
I-
like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Silky wraps around one of your arms, and then since she's a pretty long dragon herself, she's able to just kind of slither down to the ground and guide you and help you avoid stuff. She tugs you out of the way when you start to veer off the path and whatnot.
I like that.
What did we get on those perception checks?
Felix got a 17.
He's got a 15.
Wonderful. With a 17, Felix, unfortunately, you're not seeing anyone in a striped shirt who is short. You're seeing a couple event staff who are just kind of like, maybe somebody with a Jeep just like slowly strolls by, turns off to a road. That's the only people you're seeing. With flying above in the canopy, Zephyr has actually got a decent shot. Roll me another perception check. This time normal.
Okay.
This is basically to see distance.
Okay.
Because you rolled a decent check for seeing something. I just want to see how far you're seeing.
10.
Okay, you're not seeing too far. You're not seeing too short. You've got a pretty middle of the road height above the canopy. Adrian, you would see this, and Zephyr will see this. Flat canopies, some mountains in the distance, as Johto is filled with mountains. But here in the west, actually, the forest kind of gives way to a little bit of plains and then a little bit of beach and then ocean. What you do see is maybe half a mile down this pathway. There seems to be some sort of warehouse down that way. So you
Okay.
see that. And then what did you roll on that survival check, Desmond?
Oh, I didn't hear you roll survival check. Boom. 11.
11. Okay. With an 11, you're actually not seeing much in the way of downtrodden plants and whatnot until you actually see off to the side there's a big massive crash through the forest off to your left. Kind of the bushes are just flattened, branches have been torn off, everything's gone south. Just looks like something ran off the road. Adrian can't see it since he's mystically connected with Zephyr, and Felix is kind of keeping an eye out for people with striped shirts. So you're the only one who notices that something has veered off road up ahead.
Ah. Gentlemen, I believe I see something. It looks like something drove off the road, right here. And I point over to the left where it's
Seeing the
flattened.
warehouse. That's when I'm gonna open my eyes. I saw a warehouse up ahead. Zepho saw it as
In
well.
this direction? Pointing
Was
to the
it in
left
the dir-
again?
Was
this
it in the
direction?
direction of the left or straight ahead? The warehouse.
It seemed to have followed the road.
Oh, it's following the
Okay.
road.
Okay.
Well, which shall we investigate? I think the veering off the road might have people. It could possibly have people in a little bit of danger over there. So I think that might be what I'm inclined to see first.
That logic
I'm
seems
incli-
sound, I will follow.
I'm inclined to agree.
On we go.
On you go. You kind of go down, and off to your left, kind of this forest kind of goes down towards a hill, and you see that where this crash through the bushes and branches has occurred, down at the bottom of that hill is a busted Jeep.
Oh no.
Yikes!
I wanna,
Sacre bleu.
Oh God!
I wanna make my way down and take a look at it. As I'm gonna call out, "Hey, is everything all right?"
You just hear a groan. No.
Do all
Alright.
three of us hear that?
Yeah.
Felix is gonna speed forward as fast as he can.
Absolutely.
Careful! It's downhill.
Everybody but Felix make an acrobatics check, just to not slip.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Sorry, not Felix.
Do I get
Everybody but
advantage or anything?
Desmond. Everybody but Desmond.
Okay.
Everybody but Desmond. I'm getting the names mixed up.
You're good.
That one.
You're good.
That's a 14.
Natural
Oh.
one. Felix
no.
goes
Oh, no.
tumbling down this. Like immediately as you say, "Wait, hold up, don't! You might trip." Immediately he trips and just tumbles down. You are gonna take 3 points of just bludgeoning damage from just tumbling down this road. Everybody else though is fine. You make it down. Felix, you kind of land on your back and it just hurts.
Okay. That might have not been the brightest idea.
Comet looms over you and just
Are
has
you
a
all right,
smirk.
Felix?
I'll be fine. Let's help whoever's under here.
You're all by this Jeep that has crashed down this hill and it's actually kind of slammed into a tree. Luckily, the airbag went off and wasn't a head-on collision for the driver, but this person is just basically slumped against the now deflated airbag and he's in a lot of pain. Oh, boy. Hi. Thanks for coming
hello,
down. And he slowly
yes.
reaches his hand to the door and tries to wiggle it.
Don't move.
Okay, I was just trying to get out if I could.
Yes, but you could have some injuries that could be worsened.
Make a persuasion check.
Drawing on the fact that my parents are doctors for this.
Yeah, you know what? Make an advantage. Make it with advantage because your parents do be of the medical profession.
11.
No, I don't feel anything. I've been down here for a little bit. I would have felt it by now. He's gonna
All right. If you want to take the risk, it's up to you.
hurt, man. And he's gonna pop open the door and basically
I'm gonna
he's
be
just
ready
gonna
to catch him.
fall out and you catch him. He's heavy. And you help him onto his feet. And he's like, gosh, I don't even know
I'm gonna-
what happened.
Felix is gonna like do the dust off like on his shoulders.
You do it.
It
Great, thanks,
it was like
guys.
was it? Did you notice if it was a Pokemon or something?
It was something. I don't know. Can you just get me onto the road? I can radio for
Yeah.
a transport.
Yes.
Yes, gonna help him up.
Yeah. How are you helping him up? He's kind of like limping a little bit, and it is a steep climb up this hill.
Mm-hmm.
I have an idea.
Mm-hmm.
Silky is. I'm gonna communicate. I'm gonna ask Silky to kind of act as a wrapping between both our arms, so that way it's easier for. So that way we're both like able to pull to help him, kind of link it in by arms.
So Silky's taking one arm, you're taking the other arm, or
No, so I'm okay. You know the Cub Scout handshake.
no?
I'm holding onto his forearm. He's holding onto mine. Silky is wrapping herself around both of our arms to, like, let's say one of our arms would slip. Silky would still be the connector between our arms. That's the idea I have. And I'm gonna...
I'll say, I'm not gonna say don't make a check. I'm gonna say make an athletics check for Silky. Make an athletics check for yourself. It's
This is
just
Silky's?
I'm not sure this thing with Silky is gonna help too much. I think if you rolled low, it might actually interfere.
Okay, so this is Silky's roll. Oh boy, that's a 6.
Okay.
My roll is a 7.
7. Okay. Felix and Desmond, you see Adrian lift this man up and try helping him up the hill, but very soon Silky's grip loosens, and then soon after Adrian's grip loosens, and this man kind of like stumbles a little bit, and maybe you guys go to like catch him and brace him
I
and
would like to
whatnot.
go and not let him fall.
Yeah.
Yep, he's not falling.
Yeah, you guys grab him, you pull him back up, and as you're all collecting yourselves from that brief scare, you look up and there is a pair of Pokemon looming down from the top of the hill. A small, hairy ball with pig's nose, but then spindly arms that grip into fists, and then a little hands on its hips, wide, spread out legs, looming over down from the top of the hill, black and white panda bear looking thing with a little leaf in its mouth. And they're just kind of like staring
Felix,
down
where
at you
is that?
guys.
What can I roll an insight check to see what their, or do they seem like they're offensive, defensive, kind of passive? Like, what are they? How are they looking at us? Do they seem like they're gonna be a threat, or does it seem like, yeah? Do they seem like they're threatening?
Make an insight check.
That's a 9.
Did we ever call Zephyr back?
I don't know. You could have. I know.
Adrian, where's Zephyr?
I'm assuming he'd be on his way back. I'm not able to communicate with him during that.
Oh.
Oh.
What was that?
Let
Insight
me.
check?
That was a 9.
You assume the worst. In fact, as you're
I wanna-
assuming the worst, I want to know, while you're thinking, because you're processing this, what are you other two doing while he is processing what is going on? Because he's processing
I'm looking
their
around to see if
language.
Zephyr's nearby.
Make a perception check.
Felix is gonna make sure that it's just gonna kind of assess everyone. Like, is there anyone who's got like a bunch of cuts, or just kind of make sure that everybody's okay? The Pokemon are still above us, right, on the top of that hill.
Yeah, they're looming. You kind of have just caught this driver, and you're trying to see if he's got any wounds or cuts. Make a medicine check.
12.
The only wounds or cuts are just stuff from like basically falling and scraping his knees or something. And then obviously a bruised head from,
Yep.
crashing a car. Maybe a little bit of cuts from like glass breaking, and just, a couple shards like gashing him, but nothing major.
Okay.
Is what you're able to tell. And then Desmond, what did you roll to spot Zephyr?
A7.
A7. I'm gonna say Zephyr is not nearby right now, but on his way. And in
Good.
fact, while that's happening, I'm gonna ask you all to roll initiative, because while you have all been taking in this situation, seeing your distractions, these two fighting types are going to dash down the hill.
Gotcha.
Nat 1.
Nat 1, no!
I am preoccupied, frantically wishing my Pokemon were here with me. My
Yes.
flying type Pokemon when we're facing two fighting types.
9.
9.
Oh my gosh.
Dixon and I both got 9.
Who has the higher Dex modifier?
Nah, you guys just go at the same time. That's how we do it. Okay, top of the round, Adrian! So how we're gonna do this is, when it's your initiative, your Pokemon goes and you go. Your Pokemon gets action, bonus action movement, you get action, bonus action movement. Cool?
Okay. What is it to command? Is that an action, I assume?
No, because it's flavored as like that is the action your Pokemon takes.
I see. Okay. I'm gonna Silky unwrap. Unwrap from me and use wrap on the panda-looking thing.
This Pokemon's at the top of this hill. This panda-looking thing is at the top of the hill. What is Silky's movement speed?
25 feet.
25. So since it's a steep hill, it's going to be difficult terrain. That's going to get you 10 feet. 10 feet will put you in melee at the top of the hill. Or not at the top of the hill, just like within range of this panda-looking thing at the top of the hill. So go ahead and make a wrap attack, and I'll let you know if you hit.
That is a 19.
That'll hit. Roll damage.
All right. So for wrap, as Silky just slithers up the hill, 4, and it is automatically grappled.
Wonderful. Anything else from you, Adrian?
I'm gonna stay where I am and follow Desmond's lead because he's the nature guy.
Perfect. Okay, Adrian, you kind of hold. Are you going to do anything with your action?
I'm gonna communicate with the Pokemon up there. We mean no harm. Please let us pass.
Make a persuasion check.
That is a 4.
Felix.
Mm-hmm.
Your turn. I'm so sorry. I forgot to mention to this. This totally slipped my mind, but you guys would have a Premier Ball. Each of you would have 1 Premier Ball given to all visitors of the PAWC, courtesy of the Melon Company. The Melon Company, the Jotonian future. So it's a special Premier Ball that's part of a promotion with the Melon Company for the Pokeathlon World Championship. That's that. Felix, your turn. So sorry. That was scuffed so bad.
You're good. I'm going to take my action first. Is there a way, because, what's his name? Common is on my shoulder. Can I try and give him a boost up the hill and launch and throw him so that he lands and gets a running start?
Go ahead.
Does that make sense?
Yes, this does. This is perfect. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I made rules for this. We're going to call this a teamwork roll.
Ooh.
So since it's 2 creatures working together to accomplish an action, this is going to be a teamwork roll. How a teamwork roll is the 2 creatures each roll a die. The size of that die is determined by their relationship, and the closer their results, the more successful their teamwork is. What that translates to is the more in sync they are, the more additional benefits the teamwork roll provides. And then you make your regular checks and the additional benefits apply. Does that make sense?
Sounds good.
So since you and Comet have been like besties for 6-8 years,
Since we were 12.
you're gonna be close, which means you guys get to roll with a d6. So roll 2
Awesome.
d6, and depending on how far apart you are or how close together you are will determine how successful this teamwork is.
2 and 3.
2 and 3, so you're 1 apart, which means you get success with a minor additional benefit. So you both are in sync. You guys do a fastball special. Make an athletics check for yourself to throw Comet up the hill, and then so long as the athletics check passes, all will be well. Make sense?
Yep. Natural 20 for a 21.
Okay, with a perfect synchronized, you look to Comet on your left shoulder, pick him up, he rolls up kind of into a ball, you throw him, it's a perfect fastball special up the hill. What kind of attack is Comet gonna use?
Comet's going to use tackle on the pig nose.
Pig nose. Go ahead and roll to hit with advantage because you rolled a natural 20, and then if you hit, you might get some extra additional benefits because of your successful team sync.
Yippee! All right, so that is a 18 plus 5, 23 to hit.
23 definitely hits this kid. Go ahead and roll damage and add 2 to whatever you rolled. The plus
All right,
2 is the additional benefit of the teamwork check.
Ooh, 6.
6. Hey, you know what? That's fine.
For rolling a 1 on the die, that's pretty good.
Yeah. That's good. Comet just smashes right into the face of this pig monkey thing and goes "Mank!" and reels back. Comet is at the top of the hill. Yeah. That's it? Okay. Then next is actually the pig thing, the pig monkey thing, is going to, since you had the audacity to attack it, it is going to do a low kick. So I need to know, does a... That's a natural one. This thing goes to try and do a low kick, and Comet just completely jumps over top, hops off its head, and lands behind the pig monkey thing. That's the pig monkey's thing. Now it's actually the panda's turn. The panda doesn't like being grappled. How does the grapple work, Adrian?
It just says escape DC 11, so my guess is it's an action to end the grapple. If it doesn't, it's still grappled.
Okay. We're gonna do a tackle attack with this panda guy, which might seem weird since tackle is all about rushing into an opponent, but we're just gonna treat it as like a headbutting.
Oh, okay.
And that is going to be a 12. Does that hit?
No, it does not.
Yeah, it's just a little too tight,
Excellent.
unable to hurt, and I believe at the end of the turn it takes grapple damage, correct?
Yes, proficiency bonus plus strength, so for me that's 3.
And Desmond! Zephyr's not here yet, I'm sorry. I will say Zephyr
It's
can
okay.
dash and get here next turn.
Okay, Desmond is going to let off like a signal to get back here as fast as you can. And so Zephyr is going to dash to get back here as fast as he can.
Yes, he will be able to get here next turn.
Yes, and that's all I'm really going to do. I guess, where is the guy who was injured?
I think Felix is probably maybe propping. Well, Felix did throw comment.
I'm gonna go help prop him up because he's probably needing someone.
Is it? Oh, thanks. Roll a charisma check, and Desmond.
Just straight charisma?
Just straight charisma.
12.
He just slips you a $100 polka dollar. And he's like,
Nice.
thanks, man. Appreciate the help. You really helping me out. Those guys gave me a lot of trouble earlier. Just you did something
Well.
nice, and this guy appreciated it. That's your
Hey.
action. Congratulations. You got basically $1. Adrian.
Yeah.
All right, Silky, continue the rap. As he's gonna use rap again, I guess.
Okay. Roll to
I think
attack.
I don't think I get advantage
You do
because
not.
no, I don't. Yeah, so that's still a 21.
That'll hit. Roll the damage with your bonuses.
All right, that is a 6. How's it looking?
It's still up. Actually, make a nature check. That will be Adrian's action.
Okay,
Or no, we'll do this as a medicine check? Medicine check. I think that's fair.
that's a 15.
15, this thing is in... I'm only ever going to tell you red, yellow, or green. This thing is in the yellow.
Free action. I'm gonna talk. You're a good fighter, but stand down. That is my turn.
Yeah, thank
As
you.
I'm gonna help. I'm gonna help the employee.
Okay, Felix, you're up.
Felix is gonna yell up to Comet as he's trying to run up. Felix's movement is gonna be used trying to run up the hill towards where Comet is, and he's gonna yell, "Comet, tackle him again!"
Yeah, as you're running up the hill, you're kind of like having to basically all fours it because it's steep. However, you do get up there with your literally onto like the flat part. You get on back to that kind of sidewalk area with your full movement, and you tell Comet to tackle. Roll to hit. Are you attacking the pig monkey again?
Yes, from behind. 10 to hit.
10 misses. The pig monkey is going to actually... You just jumped over it, so it's actually going to... as you're tackling, it's going to slide under you.
Ooh, that'll be it.
That was a miss, and actually, as it slides under you, it's going to try and scratch at you. So I'm gonna roll a d20 here. As it swipes a claw at you, at Comet, that is going to be a 15. Does that hit?
That hits.
Yeah, so this is going to be 5 normal type damage from the scratch attack against Comet. And with that, that is that guy's turn. It is now the panda dude's turn. The panda dude, still all grappled up, it's going to do another tackle attack. Obviously against Silky, does a... does a 9 hit.
That does not.
Yeah,
As
no.
at the end of its turn, another 3 damage.
Another 3 damage. Okay, that is its turn. It's kind of getting tired. Desmond, you're up. Zephyr arrives.
Woo! Okay, so Zephyr, attack that pig monkey with the flip I showed you. I'm gonna use my bonus action, and Zephyr's gonna do a cool trick to inspire Comet. He does like a sort of a corkscrew towards the pig monkey and pecks him.
Roll to hit with Peck.
Woo!
And describe to Felix what that inspiration is.
Okay. So you get, what is it, just like a D6,
I believe it says on the sheet.
right? Oh, okay, we're done. Yep. So, as a bonus action, I can command my flying-type Pokemon to do a cool trick and inspire an ally within 60 feet who can see the trick. Upon seeing the trick, the ally gains 1d6 that they can add to any d20 check up to Dex mod per day, which is 3 for me. So that's one use of that, and you get a d6 to add to a d20 roll for Comet.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Basically,
Sick.
Bardic Inspiration.
Basically,
I was
Bardic
about to say.
Inspiration. That said, what did you roll to hit on Peck?
I rolled a 14.
Ah, that will hit this pig monkey. Go ahead and roll damage. Now, this is super effective, so you double the dice.
Yeah. That's going to be 10 flying-type damage.
Diving down from above with a corkscrew peck, pooh! Zephyr strikes down this pig monkey Pokemon, and it lies flat down on the ground, spirals in its eyes, KO'd.
The big monkey is down. Hell yeah.
The pig monkey is down. Now, since it's fainted, nobody can use a Pokeball on it, just to make that clear. We're going with game logic on that. Anything else, Desmond?
No.
Adrian!
My final words to this panda-like Pokemon. My guess is you wanted a challenge. You wanted to become strong. Join me, and you can.
Ooh.
As I'm gonna hold out my Pokeball.
Oh.
I roll Pokemon handling.
Ooh.
Okay, this is going to be Pokemon handling. Let me take a look at my rules. You go ahead and roll. You're rolling normally, but I need to look at my DC check.
Okay. I want to hear the DC before I roll, if that's okay.
It's
Or at least I want to
secret.
know you have determined.
This is being treated as a capture check.
Okay.
The DC for capture checks is always secret.
Okay. But you have the DC in mind?
You roll, I have numbers. Just don't tell me what you
Okay.
roll until I tell you to.
I got you.
And you're using the Premier Ball on this?
Yes.
Okay. What did you roll?
I rolled a 17.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Dang.
I have a +5 to Pokemon handling.
Now, do you throw the Pokeball? You would have to do it as a part of the capture check. Because the capture check is essentially the Pokeball doing its magic.
I am holding it out. I'm gonna let it approach me. If
It
chooses
is
to do so.
literally wrapped.
I'm gonna release the wrap.
Okay.
The intention is I'm letting this thing willingly join me.
I will say, okay, since this is not you throwing the Pokeball, the DC would increase because it is
Okay.
about it choosing. However, the DC, you still end up passing it by 1.
By 1.
By 1. That said, at your command, Silky loosens the wrap, and this Pancham actually will, with hands on his hips, he'll scurry down the hill. He's not too worried about how steep it is. He's super cool and tough, and yeah, he's a little hurt, but you know what? He's cool, and dang it, Adrian, he's gonna make you know it. He bops his head into the Pokeball. You feel it shake in your hand once, twice, thrice, click, and you watch as it clicks. There's actually a little recording that plays that says, "Thank you for choosing the Melon Company."
Ugh. Capitalism.
And with that,
That's
you've captured a Pancham.
Pancham's data has been added to your Pokedex.
None of you have Pokedexes.
I know.
I know, it's
Right.
Dices and Dexes, but there are no Dexes.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
However, his manky friend do be fainted on the ground. And I think, what do you all do? Let's wrap this up and then we'll head out for the night. The battle has come to an end. The manky compatriot is fainted on the ground. Comet's looking a little hurt. Zephyr is like tweeting at you. Desmond, like, what happened? I left for 5 minutes. Ah, bah, 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 bah. Scolding you.
I know, I'm sorry. Thank God in
and-
French, 'cause he can understand.
Adrian, you caught a Pokemon.
I'm gonna put Pancham's Pokeball. I'm gonna let Pancham out.
Yeah, do you want a name for Pancham?
I do have a name in mind. How about I call you Gauntlet?
Ooh.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, you propose that nickname, and Pancham's like, you see that to you all, Pancham's just nodding and kind of like his shoulders are going up and down with it. Adrian, what you hear, because I believe you can understand simple ideas as well, correct?
Correct.
All you hear is like, through the vibes, you're just like, cool, yeah, cool, yeah, cool. So, not to say that is what Gauntlet's actual voice is, but you get the idea. I will get you Gauntlet's sheet later, okay?
Yes.
But-
as-
And what you guys hear as Zephyr is berating Desmond, Desmond just said, je suis désolé. That's what you guys hear. You don't know what he's saying unless you speak French.
Nope.
Nope. Sorry.
Nope.
Felix and Comet are over doing a little secret hand. They're doing their secret handshake.
Oh?
Yeah, we're doing a secret
Oh.
handshake because of that really cool throw. Do I have to describe the handshake?
You can if you want. I do not know what this secret handshake is.
I don't have one yet. I don't have it planned yet. So I need to figure it out. But I do have a secret handshake that I want to have with Comet.
Absolutely, you do the secret handshake, and you both are like congratulating each other because dang it, you guys were so in sync.
Good job, Comet. We're gonna keep working on that, and it'll be even more in sync next time.
Shout out to Dunsparce and Drampa. They are the people who I got the team sync roles from, the idea of them from. I just hashed it out into a more concrete rule set. So hashtag love
Nice.
Dunsparce and Drampa. They are a great D&D Pokemon 5e podcast.
Woo.
Woo!
Bet.
Did any of you help the gentleman up the hill?
No, I was going. What I was
I've
gonna
been
say
with him
is,
the whole time.
You've been with him the
What I
whole
was-
time. Okay. Desmond, I'm going to assume you help him up the hill. And he's like, thanks, guys. I'm going
I will do that.
to radio for help, but, I guess.
Oh,
Is he in a striped white and black shirt?
Yeah.
Okay.
He has no Pokeballs
excuse me.
on him, actually.
Well, yeah. But
I have a.
excuse me. So did we got your name right? I'm a little short memory after that
Oh.
that battle.
Jake.
Jake. Okay. My name is Felix. Nice to meet you, Jake. I just wanted to ask you a quick question. We ventured into the forest because we're trying to help a little girl find her lost Pokemon. It's according to the girl, it was a Pokeball was taken by a man in a uniform akin to yours, and but he was no larger than the size of a child. So I was just wondering, do you know if there's anyone on the staff that might fit such a description?
He's going to roll with disadvantage again. Because concussions be like that. He's like, dude, I'll be honest, I barely remember that those Pokemon attacked me on the road. So, no, I can't remember many of my coworkers right now. I just kind of fairy
no
stuff.
worries. Oh, hey, don't
Best
worry
of
about
luck.
it. Just gotta ask when we can, you know?
I hear ya. If you find yourself out in Goldenrod sometime in the next few days, you can go ahead and find me at at the game corner. I work there sometimes, so I want to pay you guys back, but I'm a little short on things right now.
No worries. We will make our way over there when we're able to.
And as he kind of radios for some help, medical transport, you guys see him off and then continue down the road, and we're going to end it there for this session.
Alright.
With the driver Jake rescued and our trainers united in search of a stolen Pokeball, what challenges might they face in the warehouse ahead?